Hey everyone, Amanda and Elisa here on the Allied DVM sales team. Welcome to your territory manager overview of Synergy Intelligence. We're going to go step by step through an overview of what Synergy Intelligence is and how you will be able to launch this amazing new opportunity in your territories for your existing 2019 Synergy enrolled practices, as well as use this new feature to secure your new 2020 enrollments. Now, the Synergy Intelligence is going to provide your Synergy program participants with program level access to examples of the communications that have already been sent on their behalf, as well as a series of 3 dashboards. Now, these dashboards have been customer designed for Synergy champions and are accessible by each practice once they log into their Ally Connect dashboard. Now, the Synergy Intelligence dashboards have been designed to help you as their rep show growth and return, as well as help you engage your practices in the future. So let's look further into how a practice can access and utilize this Synergy Intelligence program. All right, now once a practice logs into their Ally Connect platform, depending on what level of access they have, there's going to be a series of options on the left-hand side here of the screen that a Synergy champion can click on to view more. Now, the communications tool within Ally Connect is the home of where the Synergy program digital marketing campaigns are executed from. So each practice will be able to view each campaign as well as view and download the client recipients logs for each. Okay. So let us start with the Synergy program digital marketing campaigns. When a practice clicks on communications, a drop-down box containing the areas for both automated and mass email communications is going to appear. Within the Synergy program, the win back campaign is actually a mass email since it's a one-time mass send only.
And I wanted to mention, as you can see, we cannot see a win back email in the in progress because this practice has already sent their mass email. So if you wanted to look at their mass email and download that log, all you have to do is click on the sent folder and click on the log, and then you can download, you can show the clinic how they can download those results too, even when it's in the sent folder.
Perfect. Yep. And then for the compliance communications, those can be found in the automatic communications area. So when you click onto the automatic communications tab, a practice will see each communication that's been created and pushed down to their practice. And then they can see the status of those communications as well as preview them. So by simply clicking on the preview option, an actual email preview version is available for the practice to view, so they can see what it's going to look like to their clients. Now, another particularly important feature that's available within the communications tab is the ability for a practice to download their client logs from the campaigns that have been executed for them. So this is especially imperative for the Synergy program because this allows for a practice to download client lists and save them to their clinic desktop to, potentially further contact, them, and it's going to help them and may implement to encourage compliance and repurchase tactics, obviously. Now, a great example of this would be pet owners that fall into the target list for win-back campaigns. So these pet owners have not purchased any flea, tick, or heartworm products from the practice in over a year. So a great follow-up option would be for a practice to download this customer list and focus more direct marketing or in-person contact methods to understand around where those clients, are purchasing those those prevention products, right? So you will have the same options available for previewing and downloading both the automated and the mass communications as well. Okay. Now, for the 2020 Synergy program, all customers from 2019 will be able to now preview their 2020 communications and their accounts before they go out now, which is awesome. And last year, practices were not able to have this level of access unless they were already fully installed and they were a paying AllyDVM customer, just so you guys have an understanding of how that works. Now let's jump into Synergy Intelligence Analytics tab. Now, after clicking on this tab, you're going to find a series of 3 dashboards that are neatly labeled dashboards brought to you by Synergy Intelligence Enterprise. And we call these dashboards out separately so that your existing AllyDVM customers are also able to see the significance of participating in the Synergy program with you at MWI. So you'll see this within the area, the campaign ROI selector, the flea tick heartworm compliance ROI summary, and a missing opportunities analysis report. So beside each dashboard is a magnifying glass that allows you to drill into the dashboard further. So let us click on the campaign ROI selector first. Now, the overall objective of this dashboard is to provide key areas to highlight on the performance of the actual digital marketing campaigns that they enrolled in. So when this page loads, a practice will see the campaign types listed for what they enrolled and executed for. And then when you click on one of those campaigns, 2 options are going to appear for each campaign. The first option is going to be our ROI overview. Now, this overview is going to be critical because it's going to show the practice the campaign activity performance, such as the percentage successfully sent, the number of opens and clicks, and how many pet owners in their practice actually received this communication. Now, it's also going to show the full product purchase level ROI because of the campaign, which is really important. Now, the second option that a practice can choose from for each campaign is a quick reference jump zone to the compliance report for their clinic. Now, the ROI overview is really the most important choice of the 2 when searching for the campaign related data. So we click on the ROI overview, and once the page loads, you're going to see several options for the practice to input data as they see fit to query their system information. And the page is going to automatically load with a campaign chosen and default to the time frame of the last 30 days. And that'll show you there up at the top here. And then they can, and they should further enter the products specifically that they're wanting to query so that the appropriate sales number for that product will appear. And however, they do not have to do that. Okay. Just if they wanted to drill into more specifics. So this dashboard is programmed to what products are related to the campaign that they've actually participated in. So let's go over each area of this dashboard in more detail so that you guys feel comfortable with the data and you're able to go over it with the practice. So once you clicked on the run the data, the page will load, and then you're going to see areas of data that populated across the page. Now, our team took the opportunity to provide definitions to several of these areas to try to help a practice self-teach on the data that we're presenting to them. So this area is located right here at the top of the page. So they're going to have to scroll past this to actually get to the data dashboards, just so you guys are aware. Now, the first data set is labeled Report Overview. Now, the report overview is where you're able to see the name of the practice, the communication type, which will say mass or drip, and the name of the campaign that you're viewing the details for. Next is the campaign email activity. Now, this data set is providing a practice the ability to view how many attempts were made to send the campaigns. So how many were successfully sent, and other attributes that are important key performance indicators and digital marketing campaign tactics. Now, we at Ally DVM are immensely proud of our send and open rates. Most practices experience remarkably high open rates with our campaigns, and this is no different with our Synergy campaigns. If you do notice that a practice has some bouncing emails, use this as an opportunity to talk to them about how Ally DVM and the retention calendar can help them clean up their email addresses over time. And bouncing email campaigns, kind of signifies dirty email data in their practice management system. So that's a really good cue for you to, again, just further on conversation about other tools we have in place within our software. Now, the next area within the ROI overview really is the most critical informational data set in this dashboard. This data is located within the campaign ROI details. Now, within the campaign ROI details, a practice will be able to see the date the email was sent and how many total clients received the communication. So only the mass emails have a date sent populated because automated emails are continuously sent and will not have a single date to report them, right? Next, let's go over the clients that show up, client itemizations. A transactional client noted here by the TX, and this does not mean treatment, and many of you are probably thinking since it is a common shorthand in veterinary practices. It's a pet owner who received the communication but did not purchase the product that was advertised within the campaign. However, they did come into the clinic to purchase something, okay? The next client noted is an ROI client. So these are labeled ROI clients because they're pet owners who received the communication and came into the clinic to purchase the actual product that was advertised as part of the campaign, okay? Now, both transactional and ROI clients also have built-in hyperlinks that allows the practice to drill into their own data to see who makes up that subset of customers. So both groups of customers, also revenue data that is visualized because of those pet owners making transactions at the practice. And this revenue data also has drillable availability to show the practice what invoices make up that revenue generation. So during a conversation on this data, ROI revenue, is important to note that this makes up the entire invoice amount, which includes the purchase of the product from the campaign. And a pet owner could have purchased a heartworm prevention along with 2 bags of dog food. So we report the full revenue generated by that one pet owner making the transaction. So in closing, this data is critical for you guys to understand during your conversations that you're having with your practices so that you're able to successfully show your practice that we have the clear ability to show them who received the campaign and what those pet owners who responded did for their revenue bottom line at the clinic, okay? Now, let's chat on the final area of opportunity within the ROI overview dashboard, the flea, tick, and heartworm matrix data sets, which allows the practice to see a clean, concise overview of all the category data for their heartworm, flea, and tick business. And a practice can visualize by a product the overall performance of the brands during the time period this year versus last year. And on the far left, revenue data is the focus. And the data is broken out by category with heartworm stacked on the top, flea and tick, and products sold by the practice are listed here on the left-hand side with current revenue numbers for this year versus last year for the same time frame listed. So a practice can quickly see the percentage differences in the right-hand column here.
So I think this is a good opportunity for you guys as reps to go in and also they can compare their numbers. So they can drill down into these numbers and maybe make a few spreadsheets, and they can see if they have opportunities to contact clients that maybe haven't purchased, you know, the heartworm, flea, and tick products yet that they're wanting them to purchase. So this report can show you very helpful things for, you know, trying to get your practices to reorder products and getting those clients compliant, you know, with mass emails that we're sending out. And then again, by comparing like who they need to contact, these reports can show you just wonderful information that you can view with your practice. So you can actually say, well, let's pull up, you know, your Synergy Intelligence reports and look at how you're performing with your heartworm, flea, and tick, and then you guys can help them drill down into these numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And on the far right-hand side, you can see heartworm and flea and tick product facts. And this data set shows the exact revenue of the product itself, as well as it lists out the months of coverage or doses that were dispensed, and doses per pet averages even by brand. So this data allows the practice to visualize the trends of how many doses per pet are common for their practice by brand. And we also provide the practice the count of pets that have purchased the product and the average price spent even per pet by product. And the flea, tick, and heartworm matrix allows you as their rep to have very direct performance related conversations with your practices, and hopefully encourage decisions that benefit the practice for product, you know, preferences and orders in the future. And as you've seen this before, all of the data that is available to a practice via the AlleyDVM dashboards is downloadable as long as they see the 3 dots here. And that's going to signify that it's available for a download, right? So this concludes the overview of the Campaign ROI Selector dashboard. Now, the next thing that we're going to go over is the flea, tick, heartworm compliance ROI summary. So we've custom built a snapshot of compliance data that allows a practice to see their practice's compliance performance for their heartworm and flea, tick categories, as well as by species even. So the summary is, you know, will prove to be a very keen tool for you to use as a rep when discussing practice business topics such as heartworm and flea and tick purchasing pets and their performance during set timeframes, as well as just, you know, how good their compliance really is in each species and category area. Now, many practices honestly believe that their compliance is a lot higher than it actually is. So this tool will help them visualize that, as well as help you build a better business building ideas to increase purchasing pets, thus then obviously increasing their overall compliance. Now, the compliance summary provides several data points for you to become familiar with. So here on the far left-hand side, you will see total pets, which is the total number of active pets in that species. And you'll notice the canine species category reports are on the top, and then the feline species categories are on the bottom. Now, we have filtered out inactive and deceased pets from this number so that total compliance numbers are only focused on those pets in the PIMS that are marked as active. And next, you can see the heartworm, flea, tick purchasing pets. So this data shows only those pets who have purchased a product in that category for the time frame established at the top of the report. Now, the practice can change the time frame for as far back as they would like to go, okay? And then the heartworm, flea, and tick purchasing pets show data for this year versus last year, and that YAGO means a year ago. So beside that, you can visualize the percentage increase or decrease that is present comparing the two timeframes. Next, the ability to review revenue data is available as well. Similar setup with the purchasing pets category. A practice can see what their overall revenue generation looks like during that same time frame and the percentage increase or decrease. Now, the same approach applies to the next data set as well with months of coverage or dispensed doses. Because some products are multiple months in one dose, we use months of coverage to streamline the algorithms on the backside to make it more educationally digestible. Lastly, the most important data on this report is the percentage compliance located on the far right in green. And this percentage is a calculation of the category of purchasing pets related against the total pets column. And this number for most practice beliefs is high. However, you know, what this number really shows a practice is the legitimate coverage that they have to do that, that relates to the compliance by category. Now, located within the middle of the report are pie charts. And this is going to show overall clinic product penetration percentages and where those lie in their overall recommendation pool. And the data inside of these pie charts is also available to download, so you guys know. And we've designed this report to be downloadable in a clean PDF format for both printing and display. Now in the top right-hand corner is a gear wheel, and this is going to allow a clinic to click and download to their desktop. And I would encourage you guys to work with them and help them print it out so they become familiar with it. Now, if you, as their rep, plan for business building opportunities such as, you know, your heartworm testing event and so forth, this report's going to help a practice aim for improving compliance, and it allows them to track the increase, right? So this concludes the overview of the flea tick heartworm compliance ROI summary. Now, the last dashboard that we have created for Synergy Intelligence is the Missing Opportunities report. This dashboard was created as a means for a practice to utilize their own data to see areas of improvement that can implement by utilizing a platform like AllyDVM. And we've mirrored this dashboard off of our retention calendar reporting that currently reports our existing customers and their daily efforts to continuously nurture their own practice pet owners' needs, and thus, you know, increasing revenue within the practice from within, versus using external marketing tactics to gain new clients. Now, the two areas that we focus on with this dashboard target lapsing and past due pets, and the potential revenue that is missed because of that. This is a big one for you guys to hit on. And when a practice clicks on the Missing Opportunities report, the dashboard queries the practice's data and populates it into a series of blocks that show key performance information that's a really good talking point for you guys to walk them through. Now, the first area is what their average invoice amount is for their practice. Now, this data is shown from the previous 30 days, and it allows for the clinic to see their overall average of what their invoices are. Now, larger invoices on average are obviously good signs, right? So let's talk about forward booking. A forward booking pet is a pet that has had a core service in the last 30 days and has a scheduled appointment set up within the next 2 years. The percentage listed in this column shows them just how many of their recent pets seen already have, already have appointments lined up in their PIMS. And again, a high percentage is good, right? And a low percentage is not. So this is where Allied DVM and our forward booking feature on appointments is a really good selling point. Now, lapsing pets is an area that practices should really be focusing on, and not many of them are doing so. And a lapsing pet is an active pet within their system that's had a core service like, your wellness, rabies, that are performed at the hospital between 13 and 18 months ago. So it looks to see if there's an appointment within the next 13 months as well. So these pets are truly those that need intervention and appointments made for their missing core services. Now, within this data set area, we show the practice the total number of pets that make up a lapsing status. The percentage of those lapsing pets versus their overall active pets numbers, and then the potential revenue opportunities if all of those lapsing pets booked and completed their core service appointment. So this is a key feature of the retention calendar, and this is the only service of its kind in the industry. So when you guys ever get asked, what's the difference between Allied DVM and everybody else out there, this is your key tool right here. And this data is key data to help convert a Synergy customer to a retention calendar customer, because it uses their own data, so not demo data. So they're really going to see their own numbers and the opportunities that are right there in front of them. Now, finally, our paw prints category of data. This shows a practice which active pets has a healthcare reminder that is either past due or due in the next 30 days, but even more importantly, does not have an appointment scheduled within the next 7
weeks.
7 weeks, right? So just like a lapsing pet, we show a practice the total number of pets who are past due, as well as the percentage that those make up in relation to their overall pets who are active in the practice. And we also highlight the revenue potential for this category of pets as well. And Allied DVM has been proven to help a practice nurture and mine their own data to encourage and bring pet owners back in to help increase the practice revenue within their own clientele, okay?
So Amanda, if you don't mind, I'd like if I mention a few things real quick here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know a lot of you have had demos with Amanda and I, or maybe, have had like your regional demos. So this is what we talk about when clients ask, well, what makes your system different? This report, if somebody has the Synergy report, is what we're telling you to ask practices. Do you know how many pets you have that are missing reminders? Do you know how many appointments get scheduled that have other pets due for services in the household that don't have those appointments scheduled? So this is literally showing you guys all those numbers. So really all we have to do is say, if you would like to look at our software, we can help you achieve these numbers. We can help you get lapsing pets back into your practice. We'll break it down day by day and give you the whole screenshot of exactly like how you can improve and get these numbers. So I just think this report is very cool. I think it can be very helpful for you guys, of course, while you're in those practices. And again, this is always what Amanda and I preach, because this is what makes Allied DVM so unique, is by being able to show these numbers to practices. Again, like Amanda mentioned earlier, we're the only communication system that has a report like this that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
It can just do awesome things for the hospital. Like, who wouldn't want to bring in the extra revenue? Yep. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. But I sometimes when you're in a practice, it's a little bit different. But here, you know, these are all the things that we tell you guys. Ask the practices these questions, you know, and right here we have them all for you with their real data. So you can say, I can help you. We can achieve some, you know, we can achieve these numbers. And then that's when I would lead into the Ally DVM software.
Yep. Yeah, and we've built this dashboard to help you guys, you know, an available option to detail what Ally DVM as a platform can do for them just using their own data. That's what's really going to be an eye-opener for them. And we built a hyperlink into the form that a practice can click on as well, so you guys know to book a demo with Elisa and I as well. So it'll be easy for them, you know, to make that transition to upsell. All right. Well, I hope that you guys have a better understanding of the purpose and the power behind what Synergy Intelligence can do for you and your practices and for your 2020 Synergy program enrollment tactics. And, you know, we encourage you guys to reach out to us. I mean, do not hesitate to reach out to Elisa and I. You know, we're going to be hosting some live webinars for practices to learn more about how to navigate the data within the Synergy Intelligence to help you as well with your future endeavors this year as the 2020 Synergy program kicks off here soon. Okay. So best wishes for a successful 2020 program, and
Yes.
everybody stay safe and healthy out there, and just know that Elisa and I are here for any questions.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.